ITV are proud to have made a film for Stonewall, highlighting the effects of homophobic bullying in schools. We hear from gay employees and famous faces about how they overcame being bullied.
School was tough.
Kids in my class started to call me names.
I'd get hair pulling and I'd get pushed down the stairs.
I'd have things thrown at me.
Most of the time it was just verbal, most of the time it was insults.
Name calling if I walked down a corridor or went to my locker.
Batty boy or a queer or a puffed or whatever.
The worst insult they could use was, oh, she must be a lesbian.
I wasn't personally bullied, but my best friend who's also gay was, and they would do things like lock him in a classroom or tie him up so he couldn't run away.
I'd have physical attacks on me.
People grabbing your bag and then having to chase after them.
I'd be followed home from school.
One particular bully decided he was going to pick on me for 5 years.
I bottled everything that they were saying up inside, and it just made the problem a whole lot worse.
I remember the feeling of being upset to see him being bullied, but also being scared that if I stood up for him, then I'd be bullied too.
That whole environment just wasn't really a world where I just sort of thought I was allowed to be gay, so I didn't even really explore it enough.
I didn't know I was gay, but I was being told I was gay by lots of my school friends.
The verbal abuse was something that stuck with me in my mind, where it was every single day. That was what started to chip away at my self-esteem and make me think that I wasn't worth it.
I don't think any of the kids around me that were bullying me at the time would have realised quite the enormity of what they were doing to me.
They, in a way, made me stay closeted and kept me embarrassed of what I was, when I really just wanted to tell the whole school that, yeah, I'm gay and I'm actually not that embarrassed.
You had to fend for yourself, and even the teaching staff never really came across as being particularly supportive of sort of, kids and their issues.
I remember some days walking to the playground feeling so nervous, and not really, because as a kid you don't know why, you just don't know why it happens.
I remember being in classrooms and thinking, God, is someone going to throw a rubber at my head? Constantly conscious of what I was doing, how I was behaving.
For somebody to get a kick out of making someone feel bad or physically or emotionally hurting someone else, I think that says more about that person.
My opinion of bullies is still the same, that generally speaking they're weak people who have their own issues and they take it out on other people.
The biggest revelation for me is that it was such a big deal at school that actually in the wide world it's not a big deal.
I think it's made me a lot stronger, but at the same time, I don't think as a 13-year-old I should have been going through that.
I used that as drive in my career to push myself forward.
The one thing that gave me was a sort of desire to be better than them.
I work in Westminster, where I'm surrounded by gay MPs, other gay civil servants and journalists, and being gay really doesn't make any difference to your life.
You don't have to put up with it.
The most important thing is to talk to somebody.
Speak to somebody you trust, and speak to a teacher and somebody in the school that can make a difference and stop it, because it can be stopped quickly.
If you're a friend of someone who's experiencing and you notice it, maybe you bring it up with them.
If you're not comfortable with talking to people in school, go and find a group somewhere, because there's plenty of them about for young people nowadays.
Say to yourself, I'm not going to let these people win.
Those people aren't as relevant to you in your life as the people who are like your family and your friends.
Anything you can do as any sexuality, so be proud of who you are.
As long as you're true to yourself and you know right from wrong, you'll be fine.
Don't worry about what people say and don't care what people think.
Most of the time people are picked on because they do have a talent or because they do stand out for whatever reason, and that's the reason that's going to propel you into success.
Trust me, from my own experience, I really wish I'd done something about it sooner.
It's going to get better. It's going to get so much better.